Hey everybody, this is Ray LeVier. Thank you so much for joining me here at PASIC for this clinic today. Today I want to talk to you about some breathing modalities and how it helps my playing. I want to talk about syncopation and how we can use that as a tool to help us develop ideas creatively around the drum kit. But first, let's do some playing. So you just heard a quick drum solo, and now I'd like to talk about some breathing modalities and how it helps me get into a state of calm before I actually play and approach the drum kit. So the first breathing modality I'd like to talk about is called the Wim Hof style of breathing. This creates adrenaline or epinephrine and gets the blood flowing within the body. So the Wim Hof breath technique helps you get energized, and it also helps you calm at the same time. And it's great to do backstage before I perform or before I practice. So here's how the Wim Hof breathing technique goes. Normally you would do 30 breaths in and out, and then we'd hold on the 30th on an exhale. But today I'm just going to show you really quick so you can get the idea. So we breathe in real quick, through the nose, out through the mouth. And we just kind of dump the air, we don't push out. And we do this 30 times like this. The last breath is out. Get rid of all our air, and you hold for as long as you can till you really feel like you need a breath. Then we're going to breathe in fully, and we're going to hold that in breath for 15 seconds, and then release, and that's the whole thing. So the next breathing modality I'd like to talk about is called box breathing. And this one is 4 counts in. We hold at the top of the inhale for 4 counts. We breathe out for 4 counts, and we hold the out breath for 4 counts. And then the whole thing starts over again, and it's really simple. And the Navy SEALs actually use this before they go into combat or training, and it really calms you down. And what it does is it keeps your mind from wandering, because when you're counting, your mind can't go to other places. So when you're focusing on counting, it kind of keeps your mind anchored into what's going on in the present moment. And that's what really is the important thing when you're drumming. You want to stay in the present moment, and you don't want to start getting carried away by thoughts or conversations that we're having inside our head. So that's what I notice it does for my playing. It just really keeps me centered and gives me a sense of being in the present state. So box breathing goes like this. I'm going to tap so we have our count. We start on an in. Hold. Out. Hold the out breath. And that's it. We start the whole thing over again. I would do this anywhere from 1 minute to 10 minutes, depending on how much time you have. And it really helps calm you down. It gets your nervous system to just chill out. We want to be in what's called the parasympathetic state in our nervous system, which is rest and digest, which means you're calm, you're chill, and you're ready for anything. And that's what helps us with our reaction time and our focus, is being calm. So another thing I'd like to talk about is meditation. Now, this isn't some woo-woo spiritual thing. It can be if you wanted to, but I'm strictly talking on a scientific level here. There's thousands of studies in meditation showing its benefits to really help you. Some of the benefits of meditation are stress reduction, increased focus, a heightened sense of awareness, increased happiness and well-being, and it helps me get into a state of setting goals and following through in a relaxed way. It also helps me with practicing if I'm having random thoughts and I tend to start noodling around the kit. It brings me back into focus, as do the breathing modalities. I noticed that meditation also helps me with my articulation, and it helps me develop my style around the kit, and helps me really focus on every note, and again, being in the present moment and being relaxed, because that's where the best things happen, when we're relaxed and not in a fight or flight situation or knee-jerk situation where our adrenaline starts kicking in and we're over gripping the sticks and we're just not relaxed, and the brain doesn't work great in those circumstances. Try meditating for 1 to 5 minutes and just focus on your breathing. Breathe in real slow, breathe out real slow. You can repeat to yourself, breathe in, breathe out. And that's it. You don't have to turn the mind off. Thoughts will come and go. Just kind of look at them like clouds in the sky. Don't grab onto them. Just let them come and go. So meditation is really about bringing it back to a sense of calm and peace. And so whenever you lose yourself, practicing meditation is kind of a tool that strengthens your ability to bring you back to your present moment, which is key when you're performing. So let's talk about how to learn skills faster, simply from how the brain works. So studies have shown that the maximum amount of repetitions per session is very important. And you might say, duh, of course, repetitions. But it's not just repetitions by rote, it's focused repetitions. And studies have also shown that the more motivated you are to learning something, that the brain, it sticks in the brain much easier. So neuroplasticity is what we're after. And what is neuroplasticity? It's the brain's capability to learn something new and to open up a new pathway in the thought system. So the only way that happens is through making mistakes. Mistakes are key in learning, because every time you make a mistake, the brain says to the nervous system, something's not working here, something's off. So it keys our brain and our frontal cortex into making an adjustment. So it's basically saying something's wrong, we need to fix it, and that's where the adjustment comes in. Neuroscientists have thought in the past that your brain is your brain and you can't change it, but now studies have shown and research has shown that the brain can learn at any stage of life, whether you're 20 or 90 years old. Repetitions are key. So what we want to do is have shorter sessions of learning. Anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes is the key zone. And of course, it's intense, focused. You can't be on your phone. It's got to be like really focusing on what you're doing and giving it all the attention that you can. So get your phone out of the room. Make sure you have a quiet space and really devote that time. Let's say if you're learning a paradiddle, you really want to focus on just that paradiddle. Try to keep your mind empty. And the other thing is to look at what you're doing anchors the brain into helping it repattern the brain by actually visually looking at something really helps you. So 5 to 30 minutes. And then after that, what you're going to do is nothing. What really helps the brain in these circumstances is to just stop and kind of integrate what you just did. Think of the brain as a hard drive. You just put all this new information in there, and now you don't want to keep putting more energy into thinking. What you want to do is stop, allow the brain to process that. So anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes, close your eyes, try to do some meditation or just breathing. You can go back to box breathing and allow the brain to take this in. The brain processes the information backwards of what you just worked on. And then when we go to sleep at night, the brain goes forward and it kind of revisits everything that we just went through that day. So again, one thing I'd like to point out is sleep is very important, because if we don't get that deep REM sleep, the brain can't get in there and organize it to help us. Now I want to talk about some ways that I practice. One of the things that I like to do is take syncopation ideas and translate them into exercises. One of the books that I use all the time is Ted Reed's Syncopation. It's a great book. It's a Bible for us drummers. If you don't have it, go out and get it today. Let's talk about the shuffle and some ways to come up with some drumming ideas. I use the syncopation as for kick drum patterns. And we're going to do the shuffle pattern up top with the ghost notes. So we got this on the hi-hat, right? And then what we're going to do with the left hand is add the backbeat and the ghost notes. Then we got that thing happening with the backbeat. Okay, so now I'm going to play it as in a groove. And that's it. So now I want to talk about a linear concept with syncopation. And this is a hand-foot exercise. So we're going to read the syncopation with the hands, and we're going to fill in the feet down below to come up with a linear, constant flow of syncopation. We're going to play the syncopation, line 1, exercise 1, Ted Reed, and I'm going to fill in with the feet. It's going to sound like this. So let's take just that first line, and I'm going to keep repeating that first line over and over. So what happens is we have right, left, right, and then the second time around, it's going to be on the left side. Left, right, left, and they're going to alternate. So now we can voice it around the kit a little bit. So now I want to take that linear concept that I just showed you, and I want to give you an idea of how you can use it as a groove around the kit. So we can also throw this more into a triplet feel to get more of a hip hop vibe. So here's a cool triplet feel based on a linear vibe. So now I'm going to play it as in a groove. So now I'm going to play it in a jazz style groove. So another thing we can do is double stops. The hands will play the syncopation line. Again, the foot will fill in down below, but we're going to do double stops on the kit, left and right together, snare and floor tom. So now I'm going to play it more as triplets to get more of a swing. Here's some different voicings. So this next idea will help us strengthen our foot. So this is a triplet idea, and I'll show you how it goes. So we're going to play it as double stops first and then hand to hand. So here we go, hand to hand. I recently released a video of a Tony Williams lick that was quite popular, and I want to explain it here today, and I want to break it down for you and also show some variations of what I've come up with through working through this triplet lick idea that I love so much. So a great way to go about the Tony Williams lick is I went through the George Lawrence Stone Stick Control book, which is another amazing book. It's kind of a Bible for us drummers. And I use the different stickings in there to go through some different creative ideas, and I'd like to show you how that works. So here's the original Tony lick, right, right, left, left, with the kicks in between. So now we can go through many variations. We can go through the George Lawrence stick control book. You can go all the way from top down, starting with leading with the right, then the left, doubles, and then we're going to go into some paradiddles. Feel free to do the entire page, but I'm just playing a few of them to give you the idea for now. I hope you get some great mileage out of it. The other thing we could do is right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. So that gives us a 3 feel. To keep it in 4/4, we're going to have to put a couple doubles at the end. It's going to sound like this. A little faster. Another way to go through the Ted Reed book is to go through it utilizing some flams. So what I'm going to do is put flams, flam taps, flam accent number 1s, and flam paradiddles. And I'm going to do line 1 of exercise 1 and just keep repeating it. So we have flams, we have flam taps, we have flam accent number 1s, and finally we have a flam paradiddle. So those are the different rudiments that are going to be incorporated into exercise 1. I'd like to show you a lick by Steve Gadd that's one of his more iconic, famous licks. Now I'm going to apply this lick in a groove setting. So here is a third variation on this lick that incorporates the hi-hat. I'd like to show you a drum lick in the vein of Vinnie Colaiuta, one of my favorite drummers. Let's take a look at how to apply this into a groove. Now here's a variation on a shuffle groove that kind of borrows from the Purdy Shuffle and the John Bonham Fool in the Rain groove. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining today, and I want to thank PASIC for having me do this virtual clinic. I also would like to thank my companies, Yamaha Drums, for making amazing drums. It's an amazing instrument. I'd like to thank PASIC for making the best cymbals, absolutely gorgeous cymbals. I'd like to thank Evans Drumheads. They are really innovative in their approach, and they have just so many different drum heads for every application. I'd like to thank Vader Sticks. They're really consistent and they get me through all my gigs. Thank you guys. Until next time, thank you for tuning in. One last thing, just stay positive, be patient, keep showing up for yourself, and you'll get it. Just take it one day at a time, and that's it.